Hello everyone! How are today? Hope everybody is fine and safe. I am your teacher Jem Raymond and today I will continue discussing the DepEd Memorandum 17 series of 2025. This would be my last discussion on this memorandum entitled The Interim Guidelines for the Department of Education Performance Management and Evaluation System for Teachers in the school year 2024-2025. This would be my fifth and last video on this DepEd memorandum, and for those who missed my first, second, my third, and my fourth videos about this DepEd memorandum, you can search it in my YouTube channel. Sa first video po, na-discuss ko dito ang mga PEMES cycle na magiging guide ng mga teachers para gagawin nila when it comes to performance management for this school year. Sa second video naman, na-present ko doon ang iba't ibang PPST-based objectives ng ating PEMES na gagamitin ng ating mga proficient teachers o yung ating mga Teacher 1 to Teacher 7 at highly proficient teachers o yung ating mga master teachers. Sa part 3 video ko naman, na-discuss ko dito kung paano i-assess ang mga teachers sa mga classroom observable indicators both for Teacher 1 to Teacher 7 and mga master teachers. Na-discuss ko din dito yung mga protocols na gagawin before, during, and after demonstration. At yung part 4 naman, napakita ko dito ang iba't ibang MOVs or means of verifications na kakailanganin isubmit ng ating mga teachers both from Teacher 1 to Teacher 7 at Master Teachers sa kanilang mga COI at non-COI or non-classroom observable indicators, PEMES objectives. How to strengthen the coaching, mentoring, and performance monitoring sa mga paaralan. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng frequent short period and walk-through observations? Ano yung connection nito sa regular monitoring and provision of technical assistance on teaching and learning process and materials? At paano i-compute ang mga ratings ng teachers using the PEMES IPCRF for school year 2024-2025? May available na nga ba na electronic IPCRF just like last year na pwede nating gamitin ngayong school year na to? At kailan ang deadline ng submission ng ating IPCRF? May uploading pa din ba ng mga electronic IPCRF sa DepEd Central Office? Nagbago ba yung mga rater at approving authority sa ating PEMES? We will answer all these questions on this video. Strengthening the coaching, mentoring, and performance monitoring. Now, para mabigyan ng mga sapat na suporta yung ating mga guro, at para mapaunlad palalo at maging mas epektibo pa ang kanilang pagtuturo bago ang kanilang full period scheduled classroom observation, pwedeng mag-conduct ng frequent short period and walk-through observations si rater. And to do this, magkakandak si rater ng approximately 10 to 15 minutes na observation sa klase ni teacher, pero yung observation na to ay non-rated, formative lamang, at developmental ang approach. So yung maikli at informal na observation na to ang magiging opportunity para makapagbigay ng timely and targeted feedback and support si rater sa kanyang ratee upang mas mapaunlad palalo ni teacher ang kanyang teaching strategies na pwede niyang gamitin during the scheduled actual full period classroom observation. Ang short period and walkthrough observation na to should be conducted regularly na ang pinaka-focus lamang ay to improve specific areas of concerns. For example, to enhance specific teaching strategy of the teacher. Ang purpose nito ay magbigay ng constructive feedback sa ating mga guro. Now, ini-encourage din ng frequent short period and walk-through observation na to ang collaboration among teachers with their mentors. Now, after the short period observation, debriefing or yung follow-up conference will follow to discuss the actionable steps for improvement. And dapat i-document ni mentor bawat observation na gagawin niya gamit ang Performance Monitoring and Coaching Form or PMCF. Now, para masiguradong maayos ang pagtuturo, pati na yung mga support instructional materials na gagamitin sa klase ng teacher, tulad ng yung lesson plans, instructional materials, assessment tools, and among others, now kailangang regular ito titingnan at bibigyan ng tulong ni mentor. At dapat agad magbigay si mentor ng kapaki-pakinabang na feedback kay teacher para matulungan niya ito na mapaganda at mapahusay ang pamamaraan ng pagtuturo ni teacher kasama na yung paghahanda ng angkop na instructional materials. Ang guro, yung ating rater, at ang nagmo-monitor o yung ating mga rater ay parehong may responsibilidad na kung saan pumayag silang dalawa na i-record at i-track ang mga mahalagang nangyayari as far as teaching and learning is concerned and gamit yung PMCF o yung iba pang mga monitoring forms. Ang rater bilang coach o mentor ng teacher ay may mahalagang papel sa pagmomonitor ng performance at pagbibigay ng gabay at pag-alok ng tulong para mas gumaling pa ang pagtuturo ng teacher o ang kanyang mentee. Now, paano ba i-compute ang rating ni teacher? Each objective ay may weight na 7.143 each. Multiply ito ng 14 objectives, then you will get 100% na total. Yes po, 14 na objectives lang ang gagamitin natin for this school year. Wala pong plus factor na naka-indicate. Base po yan dito sa DepEd Memorandum 17 Series of 2025. Lahat ng Classroom Observable Indicators or CUIs ay i-measure gamit yung quality at efficiency. Ang quality na indicator ay nagme-measure ng rating na makukuha ni teacher during classroom demonstration. Now, kung 7 ang makukuha ni teacher 1 to teacher 7 at kung rating 8 naman ang makukuha ni master teacher during their full period classroom observation, katumbas yan ay rating 5 sa PEMES rating scale. Habang yung efficiency naman na indicator ay i-measure kung natapos ni teacher ang kanyang demonstration within the allotted time. Kung na-meet ni teacher yung objective within the allotted time, rating 5 ang makukuha ni teacher sa efficiency. Pero kung nag-exceed si teacher sa time allotted, ay rating 3 lamang ang makukuha niya sa indicator na efficiency. In case mag-decide si teacher na dalawang classroom observation ang gagawin niya, ito po yung illustrative sample for ratings for quality. Now, this is for teacher 1 to teacher 3. If the teacher gets 6 na points sa COT rating during his or her first classroom observation, it would be equal to 4 sa PEMES 5-point scale rating. While ang COT rating na makukuha niya sa pangalawang CO, for example, ay 5, then that's equal to 3 sa PEMES 5-point scale na rating. Now, we get the average of 2 PEMES 5-point scale rating na nakuha ni teacher, and that is 4 and 3. You add 4 and 3 becomes 7, then 7 divided by 2, that's 3.5. Kung titingnan natin yung PEMES rating transmutation table, yung 3.5 na yan ay may very satisfactory na description. So, yung PEMES rating ni teacher sa quality na indicator sa dalawang classroom observation na gagawin niya ay rating of 4 for quality. Same din ito para sa mga master teachers. In case dalawang CO or classroom observation ang gagawin ni master teacher, ito yung illustrative sample ng computation ng kanyang rating for quality. Kung may COT rating siya na 7 sa unang CO niya or classroom observation, then that's equal to 4 sa PEMES 5-point scale. Kung ang COT rating niya na makuha sa second CO niya or classroom observation ay 6, then yung 6 ay may equal rating na 3 sa PEMES 5-point scale. We get the average of 4 and 3, that's equal to 3.5 again, and 3.5 is very satisfactory. Ang very satisfactory ay may rating na 4. So, yung final rating ni master teacher sa quality ay 4. Ito naman yung illustrative sample para makuha ang rating ni teacher sa indicator na efficiency. Kung ang unang CO or classroom observation ni teacher ay may rating 5 siyang nakuha kasi natapos niya yung classroom observation niya within the allotted time, while yung pangalawang CO naman niya or classroom observation ay nakakuha lamang siya ng 3 dahil hindi niya or lumagpas siya sa allotted time ng pagtuturo. So, kunin natin yung average ng 5 at saka 3. then that will give you 4. Now, base sa table na to, ang 4 ay may equivalent rating na 5. So, yung final rating ni teacher sa efficiency na indicator ay rating of 5. Now, wala pong timeliness na indicator sa lahat ng mga classroom observable indicators or ating mga COIs. Now, let us zoom this part of the DepEd Memorandum. Na-emphasize po dito na lahat ng mga non-classroom observable indicators or NCOI ay i-rate sa quality lamang on the performance indicator. Ibig sabihin, walang efficiency at walang timeliness ang ating mga NCOIs for this school year. I know yung iba sa inyo ay medyo naguguluhan at nahihirapan sa pag-compute ng mga PEMES indicator. Now, pinakita ko lamang sa inyo yung nakalagay sa DepEd Memorandum number 17 Series of 2025. At para mabigyan din kayo ng idea kung paano i-compute ang ratings natin manually. Now, pero huwag kayong mag-alala mga teachers. Meron naman po tayong official electronic PEMES IPCRF na available na ngayon. At ito yon. Ito po yung electronic IPCRF for school year 2024-2025 for our proficient teachers. Green po yung kulay para sa ating mga Teacher 1 to Teacher 7 na template. Pareho lang po ito sa mga nakalipas na electronic IPCRF na ginamit na natin. Kaya lang, bago kayo mag-proceed, need mo munang lagyan kung ilang CO ang nagawa mo for this fourth quarter. You indicate 1 or you indicate 2 here. Now, para naman sa mga master teacher, kapag na-click natin yung arrow down na to, piliin lang natin yung highly proficient teacher. Tapos, automatic na po na mapapalitan ang template at magiging asul or magiging blue na po yung kulay ng ating template. Katulad nito. Same din kanina. Before kayo mag-proceed, lagyan mo muna dito kung ilang classroom observation ang ginawa mo ngayong quarter 4. Para mas may idea kayo paano gamitin yung electronic IPCRF for school year 2024-2025, gagawan ko po ito ng separate na video tutorial. Para makuha po natin yung electronic IPCRF, you can use this link. Dito din nakalagay lahat ng mga tools na gagamitin natin ngayong school year, like the rating sheet, general observation form, COT tools, and rubrics for proficient and highly proficient teachers, at pati na din yung Inter-Observer Agreement Form. Same pa din naman yung ating mga ratee, rater, approving authority ng ating PEMES sa IPCRF natin. After ni teacher ma-fill upan yung official electronic IPCRF, i-verify ito ni rater at approving authority. Pagkatapos na ma-finalize si teacher, isasubmit niya ito sa kanyang school head. Now, si school head o yung non-teaching personnel na naka-assign sa paaralan ang siyang mag-a-upload sa mga accomplished and finalized eIPCRF tools ng mga teachers sa PEMES system ng DepEd Central Office. And that's all, teachers. And this complete my 5-part videos on DepEd Memorandum 17 Series of 2025 on the interim guidelines for our PEMES for school year 2024-2025. And indeed, this is our new RPMS starting this school year. And that's all po. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. And thank you so much for continued watching my videos. And till next time po. Keep safe, everyone!